Hi and welcome back to my channel, and in this video I want to show you how you can be able to generate alerts from Fortigate firewall, email notifications when there's any form of event, or you want to be able to get that notification. And mostly we used to have this kind of raw notification from Fortigate, which sometimes you don't know how to place it. It's not well normalized, and sometimes it's quite confusing, the information you need to be able to quickly react and all that. I want to show you how you can turn this email notification that you get from Fortigate to a well formatted and normalized alert. So you want to be able to transform getting an alert that looks like this to a simple and well formatted alert just like this. And that's what I will go to, so that you can be able to ensure that you're getting a very clean raw email alert when there's any form of events you're trying to monitor on Fortigate. So let's go. The first thing you want to do is to set up the email notification setting, which is the SMTP server. So you go to settings, and under settings, you go to settings. Under system, you go to system, and under system, you go to settings. Under settings, you scroll down and you set up the email service. So here you want to ensure you input your, SMTP server address. Mine would be SMTP. Then you specify the port, which is default 465 with authentication. Let me put my email address. And put the the password. So once you set this up, ensure that the username and authentication and password are correct. Then the SMTP is also, correct. You can specify the ports if that's so. Once this is done, FortiGate should be able to, send email alerts, to whoever you want to send into within the organization. So once this is done, next thing you want to go is to go to systems again, feature visibility, and ensure this is also enabled replacement message. This is very important because you're going to, if you have multiple different alerts that you want to also monitor differently, you can be able to put those message in different groups. We're going to do walk through that. So click this and click apply. Once that is done, so one of the things I want to monitor is my SD1. I have SD1 configured on the box. I have two links working hand in hand. I want to be able to ensure when there's any form of failover, when one link fails, or when an interface is down, I want to get that notification instantly. So one of the things I want to do is to go to Security Fabric, go to automation, and under automation, we have stage, trigger, and action. First thing we want to do, let's go to action. So under action, let's create new. So let's create a new action, which is send email alert. Send a custom email to specified recipient. So here I'll put the name send. So now I'll put so under from, I'll put the email address, any email address within the organization. Just put the one we did that time. That's then so here you put the email address of uh the recipient. We put the email address of the recipient as well. Then you can put this as subject. Under subject, just put the log, the inference for the log, and the subject of the log itself. So this will infer the log, which is log.log.description of the alert. Then one of the things we want to do is to click on the replacement message. Under replacement message, you want to edit under editing. So here, one of the things is to ensure that you have an HTML script. So you want to be able to develop an HTML script for the message, and this is how it works. So one of the things you would see is that from this HTML script compared to the log we have here. So looking at this log, you want to format as well. What we are looking out for is the first thing we are looking out for. 1 minute. So we want to be able to ensure we have this email properly formatted to what we have. So now we have dates, we have time, so we have device ID, we have device name, we have event time. So depending on what you want to get out of these raw logs, we want to put here. So that's what we do. So the first thing we want to do based on the HTML format we have here. So we have internet link, internet is currently, so we want to be able to ensure what this is, if its internet is currently down or up. So we have the name here, I can see in our HTML format, and this status is what you have in this. So this status here is meant to infer when the link is down or up. So you can see under the status here is up. So we are going to infer in this HTML script that it should tell us when this status. So we have this double percentage and status here. So that means if the link is down or up, we are going to get this reference value as up in this case. So if you look at interface affected, we want to also be ensured that we get that interface that is affected, that's either down or up in this script. So when you come to, so this is device. Under device, it shows the device name. So you should reference the def name. So you can see def name, and you can see the device should reference the def name. Yeah, so we are just trying to impute the value of what the log is meant to send to us. So under device here is meant to give us the name of the device. Then we have the def name, which is the device. Then we have the message, which is to give us what the information that we need, to be able to know the status of the event. So we have we infer under here we see message. You see, this is MSG, check SLA status and all that. So we have to infer this in the HTML script. Then the interface affected as well, we also infer as interface. So we have the at interface here. 1 minute, where's interface? So this is interface here, which is port 3, and we have level. The level, that's the severity of the event. So which give us the level here, which is so we can either you can take all this and just format it in the HTML script so that you can get all the output well formatted instead of having this log. So after you're done, I will share the script, HTML script here, so that I can also be able to edit it, in your environment. So once you're done, we click on save, and we click on save as well. So once you save, go to stitch. Under stitch, let's create a stitch for the automation trigger. So let's say SD1 or SD1 interface. Let's create interface monitoring. So Now let's add a trigger. So one of the trigger ones as let's add SD1. No, let's create a trigger. So let's create a trigger. Create. So SD1. So come to F40OS events log. So under 40 events log, click on create interface. SD1. Then let's add events. Under events, let's look for SD1 events. So we want to add SLA notification. Then we want to add let's add interface node. Interface status changed. Then one more thing we want to add, routing information changed. Or routing information changed. So these are the three we want to also look at for under interface as the one. Then add it to the trigger. So add it to the trigger, apply. Then under action, take the send email action. So apply, then click OK. So now we have interface monitoring. So for this, you can test automation stitch if it allows you. But one of the things we want to do is to just disconnect one of the interface and see what will happen. So you can see there's a trigger, and I got the notification from on my email address. So now we have a lot of we have the so now we have the email alerts in our inbox, and you can see that now as well. So now before we used to get this kind of value are raw logs, which sometimes is very hard to quickly interpret. But now that we've been able to, normalize it and in form of HTML format, we can now see that we have a very clean and a very clean alert from Fortigate. So you can easily see from the notification we have device is Fortigate, which is the host name for this device. The message is checks SLA status, SLA failed due to being over, the performance metric threshold. Then we have interface affected, but form. Severity is just notice and the date and time. And you can see that the interface is currently up, so nothing is happening to the interface.